for this video, we will talk about ratio as well as equal ratio. So ratio in mathematics, it means or we use ratio to compare two things. Okay, ratio can be written in words, in colon notation, and fraction notations. So when we were writing ratios in words, we will use the word is to, okay, to compare things. And then when you use colon notation naman, in writing ratio, you're going to use this symbol. Okay, and then kapag naman fraction notation, of course, we will use the fraction bar. In short, it is just like writing fractions, okay? So always remember na kapag magsusulat tayo ng ratio, the position of the two things that you are comparing is very important. Kasi kung sino yung nauna, siya yung una mong isusulat na ratio. And kung sino yung susunod, yun yung isusulat mo. Okay? So, positioning in ratio is very much important. So, I inserted pictures here kasi ayoko na isusulat ko lang 6 apples and then 7 kids. Okay? So, I took an effort to attach pictures para mas mag-enjoy kayo na tingnan yung modules ninyo. And then, yeah, let's try to make a ratio using this illustration, using this picture. So on the left side, we have 6 apples, and then on the right side, we have 7 kids. Okay, so how do we able to write a ratio using this illustration? So first, as I was saying a while ago, ratio can be written in 3 ways. So the first one in words. So if we will write this illustration in words, pag ginawa natin siyang ratio, pero in words, the answer is 6:7. So you are just going to use the words is and to. So 6:7, and then when you use colon notation, you're just going to write 6 and then the colon and then 7. And then kapag naman fraction notation, you're going to write a fraction from this diagram. So 6/7. So pansin nyo, nauna lagi si 6 kasi according sa diagram, nauna si apple. You're comparing the apple to the children or to the kids. Okay? So I have some examples pa in your module. So 3:4 balls. Okay? 3 dogs is to 4 balls, or 3:4 in words when you write that ratio in words. And then when you write in colon notation, it will become like this. Okay? And then in fraction notation, as well as this example. And then let's move on in writing ratios in lowest term. So, di ba, when we were studying about fraction, we always make sure na yung fraction or yung final answer natin sa fraction, lagi siyang naka-lowest term. Kasi, it is not correct na hindi naka-lowest term yung answer natin. So, meron din ganun sa ratio. Okay? So, when we find or when we write the lowest term of ratio, it is just like getting the lowest term in fraction. So let's say, for example, I have here a ratio in colon notation. And then in fraction notation, and then in words. So let's say I will give examples of ratio in colon notation, fraction notation, and in words, no? And then we will get the lowest term of that ratio. Let's say, for example, I have 16 is to 24. Okay? So, observing this ratio that is written in colon notation, hindi pa siya naka-lowest term. So, we need to find the lowest term. For you to be able to find the lowest term, you need to look for the GCF or the greatest common factor. Okay? Para ma-simplify or mahanap mo yung lowest term niya, you are looking for the greatest common factor. So, first of all, ano ba ang greatest common factor ni 16 and 24? So, that is 8. Okay? So, ang GCF nila ay 8. I'm not going to review how to find the GCF. You should know how to find the GCF. So, 8 ang GCF nila. Okay? Therefore, when we write the lowest term of this ratio, we will get 2:3. By the way, you will read this symbol as is 2. Okay? So, 2:3. Bakit naging 2:3? Dahil di-divide natin each number by the GCF. So, 16 divided by 2, 16 divided by 8, that is 2. Okay? And then, 24 divided by 8, that is 3. Therefore, the lowest term of the given ratio is 2:3. Okay? And then how about if the given is in a fraction? So let's say, for example, I have 25 over 75. So kapag naka-colon notation, we will read the colon as is 2. Same sa word, is 2. So this is read as 2:3. Okay, that is how you read that. Kapag naka-fraction notation, parang pag nagbabasa lang tayo ng fraction. So this is 25 over 75. Okay, so how do we able to write the lowest term of this example? Again, we need to look for the GCF of this given. So ano kaya yung GCF ni 25 and 75? So you're going to solve for the GCF. So the GCF is 25. Okay? And then you need to divide both of them by the GCF, which is 25. So therefore, you will get 1/3. That is now your ratio in lowest term. Okay? So, dinivide lang natin. 25 divided by 25, that is 1. 75 divided by 25, that is 3. And then how about if the given is in words? Okay, let's say I have let's say I have 14 is to 7. So again, you're going to look for the GCF for you to write its lowest term. So in this case, ang GCF ni 14 and 7 ay 7. Okay? And then when you write that in lowest term, so di-divide nyo lang yung dalawang number na given to its GCF. So 14 divided by 7, that is 2. And then write the words is and 2. And then 7 divided by 7, that is 1. Therefore, it is now your ratio in its lowest term. So that is how you simplify, or that is how you write the ratio in lowest terms. Okay? And then, the next one, how do we able to prove if the given ratios are equal? Okay? And by the way, bago ko makalimutan, kapag yung ratio ay naka-lowest term, ang tawag po doon ay basic ratio. So, lahat ng sinolve natin na to, we call it basic ratio. Kapag yung ratio na given ay naka-lowest term na. Okay? Basic ratio. Ayan yung basic ratio ng given. Ayan yung basic ratio ng given. And such. So, ayan yung basic ratio ng given 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Yung sinolve natin na naka-lowest term. Now, let us move on to equal ratio. So, paano ba natin malalaman na kung yung given natin ay equal ratios pala sila? So, a while ago, kakatapos lang natin i-discuss kung paano isulat yung ratio in its lowest term. So, gagamitin natin yung knowledge natin regarding writing ratios in lowest term dito sa pag-alam kung paano natin malalaman kung yung ratios na given are equal. Okay? So, sabi sa module ninyo, the two ratios are equal provided that they have the same value. So, for you to know if the two ratios have the same value, you need to get their lowest term. So, kapag after nyo siya ni lowest term, same yung nakuha nyong value, therefore, the given ratios are equal. So, let's say, for example, I have a given in fraction notation. Okay? And then we will see if these ratios are equal. So I have, let's say, 12 over 48 and then 6 over 24. Let's say I have that. Okay? So how do we able to find if these ratios are equal? So sabi, isimplify natin sila pareho para malaman natin kung equal ratios ba sila. Okay? So when you simplify 12 and 48, ang GCF niyan ay 12. Si 6 and 24, kapag nilowest term mo siya or sinimplify mo siya, simplifying and getting the lowest term is just the same, no? Don't be confused. Ang GCF na kailangan mo para ma-simplify sila ay 6. Okay? And then right after getting the GCF, let us rewrite our ratios. So, 12 over 48, using the GCF, ang lowest term na niya ay magiging 1 over 4. Kasi 12 divided by 12, that is 1. 48 divided by 12, that is 4. And then, the second one, using the GCF, we will get the lowest term of 6 over 24. So, 6 divided by 6, that is 1. And then, 24 divided by 6, that is 4. So, as you can see, right after natin kunin yung lowest term nila, magkamukha yung lumabas na value or number. Therefore, we can now prove na example number 1 are equal ratios. Yes, they are equal ratios. Kasi, right after natin kinuha yung lowest term nila, we get the same values or number. Therefore, they are equal ratios. Okay? Another example in fraction notation. So let's say I have 2/3 and 10 over 16. So here, napansin nyo, si 2 over 3, hindi na natin siya pwedeng i-simplify or kunin yung lowest term niya kasi it is already in its lowest term. Naka-lowest term na siya, hindi na natin pwedeng kunin. So, in short, basic ratio na kasi siya eh. No? Kaya, we cannot get the lowest term kasi it is already in its lowest term. Okay? So, dito tayo sa pangalawang ratio natin. So, ang GCF ni 10 and 16 ay ano? Ano kaya? 2. Okay? So, we have 2 as the GCF of this. So, now, let's get the lowest term of each ratio. So, yung una, wala na siyang lowest term. Okay siya. Naka-basic na siya eh. Basic ratio na siya. And then, 10 over 16, we need to divide both of this by the GCF. So, 10 divided by 2, that is 5. And then, 16 divided by 2, that is 8. So, as you can see, right after natin kunin yung lowest term or i-simplify yung ratios na given, we didn't come up with the same value or magkaiba yung nakuha natin. Therefore, we can say that 2/3 or 2 over 3 and 10 over 16 are not equal ratios. Hindi sila equal ratios. So, magbibigay pa ako ng ibang example. So, kanina, we observed if the given ratios are equal, ratios in fraction notation. Ngayon naman, ang ratios na given, let's say, ay naka-colon notation. Okay, so let's say, I have 6 is to 10, and then 9 is to 15. So we will see or we will examine, we will determine if these ratios are equal. So again, we need to look for the GCF for us to know yung lowest term nila. Okay? So, ang GCF ni 6 and 10, that is 2. And then, ang GCF ni 9 and 15, that is 3. And then, right after we get the GCF, we can now get the lowest term of each ratio. So, 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And then, is 2. 10 divided by 2, that is 5. And the second one, 9 divided by 3, that is 3, is 2. 15 divided by 3, that is 5. So now, right after natin makuha yung lowest term nila, we come up with the same ratio or with the same value. Therefore, we can now conclude that example number 1 are equal or is equal, ano ba? Is an equal ratio. Or si 6 is to 10 and 9 is to 15, they are equal ratios. Okay, and then another example, let's say I have, let's say I have 4 is to 6, and then, let's say 10 is to 14. Okay? So, we need to look for the GCF for us to know yung lowest term nila. So, 4 and 6, ang GCF niya ay 2. And then, 10 and 14, ang GCF niya ay also 2. Okay? So, now we will be looking for the lowest term of each ratio. So, 4 divided by 2, that is 2. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And then, 10 divided by 2, that is 5. And 14 divided by 2, that is 7. So after getting the lowest term of each ratio, we did not come up with the same value or the same ratio. Therefore, we can conclude that example number 2 is not an equal ratio. Or 4 is to 6 and 10 is to 14 are not equal ratio. So that is how a ratio and equal ratio goes.